we back with some more champions on this special championship edition. We got the Lincoln Thomson boys. How are y'all doing? Yeah. All right. Got the coaches here.
Yes.
First one, we didn't have no coach, but it's all good. Those ladies did well. Coaches, your team won the championship, 47th annual first one. Like, what's the feeling like being able to coach these young men?
They're a great group of kids. They worked hard all season, and it paid off in the end. Their hard work paid off down to the seconds. Every game was an adventure, a close one, and it came down to the wire each game.
It was nerve-wracking. It was extremely nerve-wracking. You could see Coach Billy and I jumping up and down the whole time, screaming, hugging each other. All the emotions were there. We were just so excited for them and how hard they worked all season long.
Yeah, definitely. And I completely forgot. We got to let these fellas introduce themselves first, right? Everybody got to get to know the team. First and last name.
Hello, my name is Daniel Velasquez. Jacob Kuhn. Trent Barrigan. Elise Rodriguez. Dylan Pojo. Ben Noggle.
All right. So, Coach, this is a long season, right? Granted, it's a kids basketball, but still, season's long. You got like a month-long tournament, right? So, what was kind of like the growth that you saw from these young men from the first day before you guys had the first game of the season until the championship game?
It was huge. The first practice, we were just learning the basics. Some of these kids have never played basketball on a team before, ever, and just seeing them from the first practice to like the last practices, actually understanding where and what to do. It was just great to see the growth.
Right.
Yeah, you could see the confidence grow with each game that we played, really. You could see that they started to learn from each other, and they knew they were communicating with each other on the court. They knew where they had to be, which we had to tell them a lot at the beginning of the season, We're on defense now, get back. And then you saw them starting to tell each other, and then you started to see them be able to do it independently without any coaching.
Yeah, was that just like their way of just absorbing the information? Because sometimes in basketball, especially, sometimes you get a lot of information thrown at you, right? Especially at a young age. So like their ability to absorb all that information in that span, because you only have them for a certain amount of months, right? So you can't really like teach them fully what goes on in the game. So how in that short span, how their ability to take in information, how key was that?
Huge. We really focused on this year at practice that, the way that we practice is the way that we're going to play in our game. So we got to take practice seriously, and we did, and it paid off in the end, and they know that. Every day was a new challenge.
And I feel like the relationships the kids had with one another on the team was huge. Like there was definitely not just one leader. There was so many different people that played a huge role, and they just got along so well, and they listened to each other, not just us, which is great.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's the biggest part about basketball is listening and communication. Right? You felt like that transpired, that communication wise, because that's one of the biggest things, especially defensively in basketball, is communicating.
Yeah, it took time. It definitely took time to really get them to be able to communicate and learn what each other where they should be and learn from each other's cues. But once they got there, they really, really did amazing with it.
All right, fellas. Fellas, what was like the game that stood out? Not including the championship game, but what was the game that really got you guys really going? That got the team the momentum.
I feel like it was the Shoemaker game because in the the bracket we lost to them. And then we're going into the semifinals, and it turns out we beat them, so it gave us momentum going into the championship.
Yeah. What would you say? Everybody can answer this if they want. What would you say was the difference between the first meeting and then the next meeting? How were you guys able to learn from the loss to be able to get the win?
It just gave us that mentality that we wanted to win. Personally.
Anybody else want to share?
Our favorite game?
Yeah.
I would say the Swell Anderson, because that game, after we lost to Shoemaker, that game it really set me, and after that game I knew that we had to play harder, because if we lost any other game after that, then it would be done for us.
Right. Was that your best game? Individually? Is that your best game?
Yeah.
Of course.
We had a lot of great games.
What did you do well in that game? What was working for you in that game?
Shooting,
Fast break killed them.
layups,
Yeah.
free throws.
Everything, huh? Man, what for coaches? What game would you say was the game that you saw the full team effort that really got them the momentum they needed?
I think that a moment that stood out to me, and I know it stood out to Coach Sheehan as well, was in, I believe it was the second Shoemaker game that Ben mentioned. And Elias over here brought us on the sidelines, and he said to everybody on the team, like, listen, we're a family. We're doing this together. We're a family on three. And it was like, we needed that pump up in that moment. We really needed that, like, we were down at that point, and we were down that whole game, and we really needed that, like, we've got each other no matter what, win or lose, we're a family. We made it this far. Let's go. And he really kind of brought that out in us, and that was something that was really special.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would say that was huge as well. I feel like anytime we were in a huddle during a timeout, it was never like, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. It was all positivity. And I think it's just everyone's energy was so high up that we were kind of, I feel like, getting into the other's team because we were just so rowdy and we were like, we're in this. And we just like stuck together as a team, which is great.
Yeah. The championship game. This question is for everybody. What transpired in the championship game, and at what point did you know that okay, this game's ours?
Well, you want to talk, Elias? Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Wait, what was the
When
question
did you-
again?
When did you know? So in the championship game, at what point in that championship game, when did you know? Okay, this game's ours. We're gonna win this one.
I knew after the last 30 seconds after I made the shot to go up by one. I knew that if we just played defense, then the game would be ours.
All right. So this was a really back and forth game.
Yeah, the
It
nail
was,
biter.
we were up for most of that game, and then they came crawling back, and we had to get our heads straight and say, we really got to play some defense here, and we did, and we came together as a team.
Right. The mental capacity it takes in those types of games, because any little mistake, and you lose, right? So, how their ability to focus in that one, as we got a latecomer in here, but their ability to focus, and basketball is all about the late game execution in those close games, right? Talk about the late game execution for them.
That it was stopping the other team from shooting and scoring. That was really what was huge for them. Playing some good defense without fouling.
We
Playing
ran into some fouling trouble,
Yes.
so not fouling was huge.
right. Staying out of fouling trouble was a big thing for us, and then taking smart shots. Making good shots, laying up. Under the net instead of just throwing it away to try and make a shot.
Right. Before my next question, we got to let
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
Say hi and your name.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Sam.
Last name.
Samson. That's the first time, and I play basketball
Okay.
for my school.
Okay.
And I knew, and I just played defense with my team, and we won the championship.
Okay. So, all right. How many of you guys? This was your first time playing team organized basketball?
How many was it? It was
Huge.
your first time playing basketball on a team?
Yeah, it's a 2 out of that.
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, that's a
3.
That's
3, yeah.
That's impressive. What's kind of the lasting memories you'll have with these young men? What's your favorite memory from the season that you had with them?
Just how the whole season was amazing, but I feel like after we won, the whole community of our school really just like brought together. And even before the championship, we've had pep rallies at school, and I feel like it was just like a positive experience for our school, and especially for these boys. So that'll definitely stick out to me.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the community and the family that we created through all of our hard work. I'll never forget that, and it was amazing.
Yeah, for you fellas, everyone can answer if they want. What's the lasting memory that you're gonna have with this team? What's
Anyone?
Anybody?
My lasting memory will be when all the 5th graders that helped us when it's gonna go into middle school now.
Okay.
I won't be able to see them in elementary.
Okay.
A lasting memory would be knowing that this is my last year here, so I tried my hardest and tried my best because I probably wouldn't see these faces ever again. So I just made the most out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get MVP?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
I don't think so.
Don't know yet.
We're doing a
don't know yet.
banquet in a couple weeks. So.
But you know what?
Spoiler.
Elias did get the Lou Bird Alert,
yeah,
the Lou Bird Award.
Blue Bird Award?
Yeah, at
Okay.
the All-Star game.
Okay, awesome.
Which is really, really cool. Two people from, 2 boys were picked and 2 girls were picked from the city, and Elias was one of them.
Okay. And this was the first one they gave out.
Yep, the first annual Lou Bird Award.
There you go. You etched in history, man.
Yeah.
Your name's etched in history. Anybody else got something to say before we get out of here? Celtics gonna win tonight? You see you got the Celtics hat on.
We got a tough battle. Can't give up.
All right, thank you all, and congratulations once again on a great season. Appreciate everybody for coming down
Thank
here.
you.
know?
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yourselves
much
a
for
round of
having us.
applause.
Target on me. One last time?
Well, yeah, one last.
You ready?
I'm not on the team, but
Yeah.
come on, break it down.
Tigers on me, Tigers on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Tigers!
There you go.
I was tired.